We better get going here. There's probably going to be a lot to say about this show. August 15th, 2011, UIC, Chicago. Channel member safety goggles. Or is it meat safety meetings? Meat goggles it is. Meat goggles. Safety. It's safety meetings slash meat goggles. It's awesome, actually. Been a subscriber for a while, now a member, man. Boom, thank you. And we are going on here to the open, like it's been a trend here recently with a lot of these good shows that members have been requesting, like a lot of great shows, and not just a good opener, but the combo, a two-song opening. Both songs really could fill the opener role. Whether if it was like Chalk Dust and Wilson, or Wilson Chalk Dust one night, and then I think Punch You in the Eye Wilson another time. Tonight it was Back on the Train and Rift, and then so yeah, man, and neither one of them going to. And in fact, Papyrus or Rift had probably maybe didn't reach the heights of Back on the Train, but still felt like it could pull off an opening slot there. And then Papyrus, I was jumping ahead of myself a little bit. There was a few songs tonight like this one that weren't perfect, but then we got a trio of songs that now this is going back to 2011. This trio of songs is really all rare now, either rare to basically gone. Papyrus, Sin of a Mule, Jesus Left Chicago, and, with Papyrus and Mule back to back, giving Mike and Trey a chance to show off some of their dance moves, giving Page a chance to show off, of course, and then that leads into him singing Jesus Left Chicago here in Chicago. We don't even get that anymore. Maybe it was the one and only cover of the first set, unless you count the Mike song. I do not. That is not a cover if it's a Mike song, I believe. The Baby Babylon, that was the Mike song that we got. Oh, what is it with these bees? We got Back in the Bubble this year that was not great. Last year, actually. So anyways, after Jesus Left Chicago. So then we got those two openers, the opening combo. Then we got a trio that fit together. Then we get like a standalone Wolfman's Brother, and it was outstanding as always. Kind of doesn't matter the year, and that's impressive, It comes out back in the early to mid 90s. Had a great run through 2000. 03 and 04, okay, I guess maybe it wasn't the best. Wasn't one of the songs, but it still had its moments for sure. And then now, just from 2011, even in 9 and 10 through 17 may have been its peak. No, not necessarily. Although back in 21, coming back, it had a little bit of a hangover coming off of 2020. But anyways, that is just impressive. Harry Hood's another one coming here later that just all these years, they keep it fresh. They're still inspired to play it. They're still excited by it. It was the first big explosion of the night, really. And so that was kind of cool. Then Anything But Me and Baby Babylon follows that. So the momentum we started to really pull here at the Wolfman's, really an otherwise great show up to this point. Anything But Me, we don't get that a lot. I can take that. But then following that with this whack Mike song. And I love the Mike songs most of the time. Back in the Bubble, Baby Babylon, not making the Zappa 20 greatest hits list, though, that's for sure. Then the Reba, okay, maybe like the Gaiuti that's to come, the Papyrus earlier. Maybe the time, it's not that there was these major flubs, but the timing was off. Even the jam wasn't totally inspired. Leading to then what was inspired, this ending to the first set, was somebody kicking a big balloon ball up on stage, requesting Alumni Blues, Letter to Jimmy Page. Trey acknowledging the balloon finally. After so many trips to the stage, he plays Alumni Blues, Letter to Jimmy Page, ending the set that way. Then we get going here with what is known as the Elements set, dealing mostly everything related to earth, wind, fire, water, something like that, I suppose. What we were touching on, we thought at the theme, this was indeed the roughly the Elements set. But it didn't necessarily need a gimmick. Then you even had the Animal Encore. I was looking around, well, what was going on in the first set? We had the Baby. We had Jimmy Page. We had a Mule. Okay, never mind all that. Reba. There were some people throughout the night. Harold Hood to come. So the Sand, it was way out on the brink of Type 1, but it stayed there. It was teetering on the brink, as George Carlin once said. And Page just completely on fire as the jam and Sand is building. Unlike, the recent one I heard from the late 90s that didn't just have to stay in that groove if you're Mike Gordon here. And then the Light, Mike had a very cool tone showing off here in the Light, but it was mostly Trey in this Light jam. So going Sand, Light, back to back, that's a strong set, obviously, already. If we started the first set strong. If you're looking for jam vehicles, woo, 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 woo. You got two strong jam vehicles and Sand and Light starting out set two. And then Dirt, I'd hate to see people run to the bathroom and grab a beer during Dirt, but that may have been your only chance. You get Waves, not really the Waves that I'm starting to really dig of the more recent ones, but this one, big, big loud, not loud, but just an explosive kind of joyous, celebratory kind of jam. The tempo picked up a little bit, and then right as you think it's going to drift off and maybe, all right, we've had enough of Waves. Waves continues, it's coming in waves. So, you see what I did there? Hey-oh. Anyways, so Waves, this is more Trey heavy, the second part. Even, borderline heavy, really. If that first part was kind of like a joyous, everybody's happy, this part was a little bit, let's get serious now here. All right, these waves could be problems. So, potential for a tsunami. And then, so then after that, maybe what was my favorite part of the second set, just based on weirdness alone, a very unique Undermine. I mean, it was Undermine, but what was going on here a little bit with this weird Undermine? Then we get in, you get Page on the theremin, just making it even weirder. Had almost like a What's the Use feel to it, but better. And then Steam, and the only cover of the second set, Fire. Ended it up that way. The Steam, major theatrics for the Steam. Steam was just a baby. This was a baby Steam back then. Really, hasn't grown up into much. They ditched the pyro, or whatever you call it, the Steam. What is going on with that song, It never really has grown on me, ever. Didn't like it then. Middle of the last decade now, early 2020s. Sounds weird saying that. I mean, every now and then there's been a few good ones, trust me. I mean, believe me. I know. You know. Anyways, Camel Walk. This is where the things get a little crazy, man. We're going out on the Phish farm. Camel Walk, Gaiuti, the pig. It's a song about a pig. Ugly pig at that. Smelly, dirty pig, Gaiuti is. And then Horse, Silent in the Morning, and then Harold Hood. And the Camel Walk, bringing the funk a little bit if you want to get dancing. For all and Trey and mention, a lot of times they say, like, hurry up, man, we got a curfew. You ain't got much time. Hurry, hurry, hurry. He said, nobody said that tonight. So they went on for about a half an hour on the encore, a little miniature set here. And then the Gaiuti, kind of like the Reba. It was like not obviously not horrible, not even major flub, just parts where the timing was off. But then as they're making a big change, again, like a show I listened to recently, just a big pop from the audience. So that was cool. Some bad whistling too, that's key. Kind of like the Reba. Some solid Reba whistling, I believe, ending the Reba, if I'm not mistaken. This deep into the show, they didn't have it. They were off on the whistling. Then Horse, Silent in the Morning, and then Harry Hood ending with more of a the jam never got too raucous, it was nice, and it had the build there. Feel out of all the sort of older Hall of Fame songs. Not that Gula Papyrus is getting in the Hall of Fame anytime soon, but some of them early writing style songs that there was a little trouble with tonight. Gaiuti counts, it was back. It was supposed to be my friend and Gaiuti at one point. It was all the same song in Trey's head. So it's much older than it appears. Kind of like Things in Your Mirror are much closer than they appear. Gaiuti, much older than it appears. There was a time when they were like, is this going to be the last great song? No, certainly not. But what was the last great song that they've written and's come out on an album? All right, we've gone on way too long. Harry Hood, what a show, huh? For that, probably, some people might argue, some others, but this might have been the best show of 2011. I haven't heard them all, but I could see, this would be, if they stopped tomorrow, this would be a show people would continue to talk about. Boom, we are out of here. Meet Goggles, thank you. Boom.